What's up, everybody? It's Jeremy from Weldtec Designs, and you know what? I don't know, we might as well just sip a glass of champagne and have some fun. Sit down, enjoy this video. There's going to be all kinds of fun stuff that we're going to talk about this, and here is a first for you guys here on the channel. It's an F-600, and it's four-wheel drive. I know you guys always say, oh, the two-wheel drives, you know, like blah, blah, blah. Well, here it is for you, a four-wheel drive sitting on 35-inch tires. This thing is a complete beast of a motorhome. So I'm sure you guys are gonna wanna know all the cool things that we did to it. So I'm gonna do just that and walk you through this. And if you're interested in doing this to your motorhome, let us know, give us a call, you know, drop a comment down below, and we can start setting you guys up with this package. Of course, I'll put links down below. You can go to the website, check it out for yourself, right? So let's just start off in the front of this thing before we even get to the suspension of it, and check out the new tube winch bumper for the F-Series platform. So what's really nice about this is, yes, it's gonna hold a big winch. It's also going to hold a ton of lights. I know that that's a big thing that you guys always want. So we got three 6-inch lights running across the top of this right here. You can also see we're running that light bar in there behind, almost behind the skid plate, but not quite. And then tucked away down deep in there is going to be that winch. Now, that thing is awesome, and what's nice about this is it's not that big. It doesn't stick off the front of this motorhome or truck a whole bunch, and that's really key. It's gonna give you a ton of front end protection as well, so if you were to ever hit a wild animal, it's also going to give you that front end protection. Now, here's something cool too, another first at Weldtec Designs. Check this out, 2.5 inches. This is almost like we're going old school Smittybilt style, like 3-inch giant tube. So it doesn't even look that big on there, but we're actually using 2.5-inch tube now on the front of these bumpers, which is rad. You're still gonna get the skid plate, you're getting your fair lead, and you're getting a ton of ground clearance under here as well. So it's not like we've dropped this down a whole bunch, taken away ground clearance in order to tuck that winch away in there. Now, depending on your winch, you know, you may have to do, we can drop this down a little bit more if necessary. And that's something that's really cool. It's kind of modular, but just kind of giving you guys some options, because I know when it gets into big motorhomes, you know, running a even bigger winch is going to be important. Now, of course, there's winching basics, like you could run a snatch block on this and double the weight capacity of the winch, which is also going to be important. What's nice about this bumper is it is all bolt on. It's going to bolt onto your existing frame, so it's not getting crazy. You don't have to weld it on. But starting off with the winch bumper, of course, I would love to hear what you guys think of that. So now we're gonna start working our way around this thing. And yes, look at the massive tires in there. Of course, ditching that stock front bumper is key to this, because it's giving us a lot more clearance. Otherwise, you would have to do significant trimming if you're gonna wanna go to a 35-inch tire. And these are on 20-inch rims. So these things are awesome. This is an arena rim, and this is going to be like a 11.5-inch wide wheel, a 13.5 tire on there as well. But now that we got that out of the way, how did we get this awesome tire to fit in this? So we're doing the tube radius arms on this. We're obviously doing a larger coil spring up front. We went to a 2.5 King remote reservoir shock. It's actually a piggyback shock. It does have the compression adjusters on there as well, so that you have the ability to stiffen up your ride depending on what you're doing with it and the terrain of which you're at. We've also done an adjustable track bar on there. That's gonna be really key. So depending on the height that you go, because you can also do this kit in a 3-inch kit. So we're offering it in a 3 and a 5. This is the 5. We went big on this one here. We are also running the drop brackets on the radius arms in order to correct the caster. Really, of course, the goal is to make this thing ride really nice. So it's very similar to like what you would see on an F-350 truck. We've just changed it, modified, and made it awesome for a motorhome. The last thing we did up here on the front of this was we added that King steering stabilizer. And we are also going to be making our own steering stabilizers so that you can run 2. So if you want to run a dual steering stabilizer on the front, you can do that as well. I mean, we have a ton of stuff coming. I mean, I guess we could drop a little, you know, a little hint, a little seed, a little nugget, you know, of course, but wait till you see the 3.0 coilovers that we're gonna do in this as well. So they're just having fun building motorhomes, right? That's what it's all about, building really cool things. Oh, and one other thing that we did is we upgraded the sway bar on this. We went with the Carly sway bar up on the front, and that's more of a torsion style sway bar setup. It's gonna have the torsion bar that's gonna run side to side with the 2 paddle arms and the adjusters. Very, very clean setup, a lot nicer than having all the bushings and the traditional sway bar, something that I like a lot better. We run it on our Chevy Express 4-wheel drive platform, and I love it on that. But yeah, I mean, that's gonna wrap up the front of this. As we move to the back of it, it's gonna be pretty much standard like what we do in most of our motorhomes. It's gonna be a giant progressive set of springs in there as well. If you have a F-600 motorhome and it's still stock, poke your head underneath the back of it. You'll notice you already have a 3-inch block underneath there, and we're not gonna stack blocks like other people do. Full progressive set of springs in the back of this. Also, our 2.5 King shocks. We didn't want to run a piggyback, so we're running a remote reservoir. What's nice about that remote reservoir is I can easily reach in the fender here. I can do the adjustments on the knob. So that is definitely not a problem at all. We did take the skirting off this. We're gonna do some modifications to the skirting. I did open up the wheel well about 1 inch on the front of it and on the back of it in order to clear for articulation of these bigger tires. But really that's pretty much it. Relocated the sway bar, still using the factory sway bar as well in the rear. One last thing. So when you go to a big tire like this, of course you're gonna want a spare. So most of these RVs don't come with a spare, let alone one big enough to be able to run a full-size 35-inch spare. So we're doing 2 things on the back of this. First, we have our spare tire mount. Easily run a 35, you could even go 37 and 40-inch tire on the back of this, so it's going to be massive. It's a 3-piece bumper as well. The goal is to make it less expensive to be able to ship to you. Now, here's the thing, guys. I know when you do a lift like this, you know, typically we're getting about 7 inches of lift out of the back of this, really raising this thing up. And I know the last thing you want to do is be running like a 10-inch, 12-inch receiver drop on the back of this. So another new product from Weldtec Designs is if you have any really of the F series, we're actually making a frame bracket that bolts into your factory frame, and it's going to lower your hitch down about 5 inches. Now, what's really nice about this as well is it allows us to have really nice mounting points for your rear bumper. So you're not having to cut or trim your fiberglass at all. It's gonna drop your hitch down, and it also has the mounts in it for our rear bumper, just making it all work together just way too easy and nice. The great part about all this is now this is all available for your F-600, F-550 motorhome platform, right? Like, this is what you guys have been waiting for forever. And you know, it's definitely taken me a long time. If you want to see this coach, it will be at Quartzsite in Arizona come January as well at the big Quartzsite show. But really, I guess I want your opinion. What do you think of it? Who would love to take one of these things out to the desert, go camping? I'm sure you could get into some really fun remote places. That's definitely the goal with this customer. And I'm fortunate enough, he's gonna let me use it as well to do some really cool content. So I look forward to showing you guys that as well. But there it is, guys. This is the F-550 F-600. And remember, there is a 3-inch kit and a 5-inch kit now available from Weldtec Designs. So I hope that you guys dig it. We're gonna have some more fun with this. That's all I got. I'm Jeremy. I'll see you guys in the next video.